one. And we're live on Sunday.
I know. Big change.
Hey, Ashley. Ashy elbows. Word. We're live on Sunday. Thanks for still watching.
Yeah. We're so glad to have everyone here.
I should chat. Hello. Welcome. So yeah, we did this on Sunday. I know we're starting early, so I forget not to say too much. But we did this on Sunday instead of Saturday because I went out of town. Mm-hmm. We may change the day as things start to open. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's fine with me. I mean, we can maybe try to figure out what's a good time for, or try to figure out the demographics of when our viewers are most available and try to do that time.
Yeah. Hey, Nino, how are you? Welcome everyone to the Friends Like Us review live. I'm Marina Franklin and
I'm Evelyn Frick. I'm Marina's assistant.
And she's also a comedian, improver.
Yeah. It's true.
Can you tell I'm feeling a little better?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Your voice definitely sounds better and more full to me.
Oof, it was rough.
Yeah.
So I realized what it was, Evelyn. I needed fresh air.
Yeah. Yeah. Just being stuck in one place with the same kind of air circulating will really is not great.
It's not great. You think you're doing the right thing by staying inside. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have anyone else to tell you, hey, this is probably not good. Here's the other thing, Evelyn. You know what I had was my heat was on full blast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the air was really dry.
Oh, my poor lungs.
Oh no.
When I think about it, so the heater, the radiator, which was replaced, during COVID, when it started to get cold and they turned the radiator on. Yeah. I don't know if I told you this, but my radiator kind of blew up.
Oh no, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, it shot steam out, and I had firemen come at 3:00 in the morning.
Oh my God.
Which was not only hot, but hot. If you know what I'm saying. Ooh, firemen. And I usually ask people to take off their shoes, but I can't tell firemen to take off those boots.
Yeah.
So they came, and then the landlord replaced the radiator with a new one. Hi, Franklin Sloan. How are you? He's always so supportive. Thank you, Franklin. And everyone's always so supportive. So thank you for coming. So what happened is, so if you're just joining, Franklin, I'm talking about my cough. I know I talk about myself a lot. I'm sorry. But I want to share this so no one else makes the same mistake I made. Was when they replaced the radiator, they told me there was an adjuster for the valve, but when they replaced it, they had it on the highest temperature.
Oh no.
So when it got really cold, I had the windows closed.
Yeah. With
the radiator at it was probably 90 degrees in my apartment.
Oh my gosh.
So when I say I was probably, my lungs were asking for please.
Yeah.
And then even though I had all the teas and the honeys and the advice from my uncle as a doctor, didn't matter because I wasn't getting any fresh air.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Or moisture in the lungs.
Yeah.
I can't believe I did that to myself.
I mean, I feel through the pandemic, I at least in my experience, I've just been so focused on not getting COVID that kind of almost anything else health-wise falls to the wayside.
Yeah, I feel for a year or two we're going to find out, sadly enough, the repercussions of everyone just waiting.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember when we had your surgeon on, she talked about how people, women are probably putting off a lot of doctor's visits and stuff, and that might have repercussions down the line of, people not catching, like any sort of like cancer or, other things that might be happening in their body. They're not going to catch it early on because we've all been staying inside and not wanting to go out.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
insane. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so like, hi, Tony McGuire. America's electric grid is 50 years old. It's crumbling. Is that about the radiator? Is that what he means? I mean, yeah, I don't know. Well, definitely in Texas, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, so that radiator, I turned it completely off. The one that I can adjust, it's off.
Oh, that's good.
And then my friend Lois, she's amazing. She was like, she's from Ireland. She's like, Marina, let's go. Let's just go. Let's go Saturday. Let's go and get some fresh air. I needed you. I've had a shitty week. I've had a short week. I've had a short week too. Let's go. Because we're both single. She goes, we don't have men to hold our hands through the worst of it. I'm doing her accent really awful. And then, so we went to Cold Springs. Have you ever been to Cold Springs?
I haven't, but I know that's, I went to college in Poughkeepsie. So that's on the train line that I would go between Poughkeepsie and New York.
It's beautiful.
It's so gorgeous. Yeah, like right on the Hudson River. It's so nice.
Oh my God, the Hudson River. Who would ever think it was so beautiful? It's like amazing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I've actually been like really missing it this time of year and like in the fall especially because it's so beautiful.
And that's all I needed was some fresh air.
Yeah.
So I just took, we're both vaccinated, Lois and I.
Oh, good.
So all of you know I'm vaccinated. I had the Pfizer vaccine. I got it done on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. I had the symptoms that I had, just because everyone wants to know what symptoms you had.
Yeah.
I had a little soreness in the arm. It felt a little heavy the first night, but other than that, the next day it was gone. And good. I was drowsy.
Yeah.
But it was no different than if I smoked marijuana.
Yeah, that's what I've heard from a lot of people. They said that they were maybe like a little tired the next day, but it's nothing I haven't heard of anyone having extreme symptoms afterwards.
Yeah, no, nothing. And then I guess Pfizer is the one with I don't know. There's so many opinions about which one is.
Yeah.
I thought get the Moderna one. And then my friend was like, no, the Pfizer one's pretty good. Because it's the most, as far as efficacy in the first shot, it's the strongest in the first shot.
Okay.
Now, some people say the second shot, you'll feel something. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So I'm already scheduled for the second shot. They scheduled you right there.
Oh, that's great.
There was no line.
That's incredible.
I was the second person, but my appointment was 8:00 in the morning. There was an older gentleman ahead of me, and he looked very nervous.
Yeah.
And I talked to him, and I said, "It's going to be okay." He's like, "I didn't sleep all night. I'm really scared about this vaccine shot." I was like, "It's going to be all right." There's just a lot of wrong literature out there.
Yeah.
And it was a nice human moment, connecting with strangers in a moment like this when you need to feel a little bit human.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it's crazy to think it's been about a year since I've interacted with any strangers.
Yeah. And he said his wife was not getting it. She was scared.
Oh, wow.
His daughter, they were all against it. So he was all by himself. So he's doing the thing for his family to show that it's going to be okay.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah. I was nervous because obviously I had this cough.
Yeah.
And then I called my uncle, who's a doctor, and he said, it's okay. He goes, we get this question all the time, even with the flu vaccine. If you have a cough, should you get? He's like, it's fine. He goes, because what's the alternative?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So it was great. And look, I was like, what else? And then, so the fresh air in Cold Springs, I could feel it. Evelyn, I could feel it in my lungs. My lungs were like, thank you.
Yeah. It's such a difference.
Oh my God. Look, I haven't coughed yet.
No, you haven't. And your voice sounds great.
I may cough in a little bit, but it's like it's not nearly as it was so painful.
Yeah. Yeah, especially to have it for as long as you did.
A month.
Yeah.
Well, over a month.
That's too long.
And I know my neighbors were like, what the fuck is wrong with her? And I was
Yeah.
so scared to go on a trip because I thought where
Yeah.
we were staying, they would hear me cough,
Oh, sure.
but the fresh air was beautiful. We saw a couple get married or
Oh,
proposal. We
that's really
saw a proposal.
sweet.
We
That's so
did.
nice.
They were from Brooklyn.
Oh, wow.
Lois, well, I won't say what she did, but the couple initially, like I was the first one to see the proposal happening.
Oh, yeah.
So I was excited. I was like, oh my God, it's happening.
Yeah.
And no one else knew what I was talking about. And then slowly the claps came in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's so
And then,
nice.
yeah. Okay, I'll say it. Lois didn't really believe in it. So she was like, I don't know if they're really. So
If it was like fake.
she thought it was fake.
That's so funny.
She thought the girl's response, she was annoyed by the girl.
That's so funny.
It was so funny. That's why I have to share it.
Yeah.
Because Lois was like, is she acting now? I'm doing a British accent now.
Lois seems like such an interesting character.
Oh, she's funny. Because I was clapping and Lois was like, I was like, Lois, come on. And then
at least one skeptical person.
And then we talked about it back at the bread and breakfast. And
Yeah.
I said, they're probably staying here. And she goes, no. I go, and this morning when we were leaving, guess what?
They were there.
They were there.
That's so funny.
They were coming down the stairs. And I
Wow.
continued to, I got her to talk more just to annoy Lois.
Oh, that's so funny.
It was really funny. You saw the proposal and the wedding, just the proposal. It felt fake. Yes, Fly Society. Hey, Mick, how are you? Have you guys seen the proposal on stage at the Andrew Schultz gig? No,
I hadn't.
I have not. Have you guys seen the proposal on stage at the Andrew Schultz? Was there's someone got married? I have not seen it.
No, me neither.
So I can't really talk about it. But that's cool.
Yeah.
Must have been funny.
Yeah.
What happened, Tony? Tell us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was cool. And then we walked, and then, it was still coughing a little bit. Then that night, I slept with the fresh air coming in from the window.
Oh, yeah.
And I could feel my lungs, and I was so nervous. People were going to be annoyed that I was coughing, and I wasn't coughing in the night.
That's great.
It's really peaceful. It was so bad, Evelyn, that at one point I was like, someone just put me on my. It was coughing. I was coughing so much.
Yeah, and coughing, like after a while, it really hurts.
It was hurting.
Yeah.
I should have abs now.
One plus side.
Yeah, did Andrew Schultz propose? That's interesting.
Yeah.
At the Andrew Schultz gig? Did he propose? Tell us, Tony McGuire.
Yeah, fill us in.
So now the goal is to keep the air flowing in my apartment. I mean, New York air is what it is. You're never going to get the freshest air in New York City, but when I get on my bike, because this weather is getting good, I'm going to get outside more.
Yeah. Oh my God, I've been so excited for the weather. It's slowly getting warmer where I am. Like I think this week it'll be in the 50s a few times, which even that just sounds so ideal.
What did you do this weekend?
This weekend, it's been pretty quiet. I've actually, the college that my dad went to, Elmhurst College, which is in a suburb of Illinois, every year they have a jazz festival. So this year they did it all virtually. So bands would record themselves and then send it in, and then they've been airing it over the course of this weekend. So I've been watching that with my dad, it's been really nice. Even there are a lot of places where have done live stream concerts over the course of the pandemic. the Village Vanguard in New York has done that a few
Mm.
times. And the Blue Note has as well. So that we've kind of done that over the course of the pandemic, just tuning in to see live music. And even though like you can't be there in person, it still is really nice to to see like musicians and artists still being able to perform. So yeah, that's mainly what I've been up to this weekend. Otherwise, it's been really rainy where I am, so I've just
Oh,
been
yes.
inside. But even now, like I also like I have the window open for the fresh air, and it feels really nice.
So you do it too. Yeah, because you're also somewhere where you can probably walk without your mask.
Yeah, I can walk where like I don't really run into people. So yeah, so like normally I try to do that like every day if I can, but since it's been raining, I haven't been out today. But just even having the window open has felt really
Oh, such a
ideal.
difference.
Yeah, and I'm hoping with like it seems to me like vaccine rollout in New York City has been picking up a lot. So I'm hoping that thing I can come back to the city in maybe spring, early summer. And obviously like I'll still be wearing a mask and social distancing, but being able to like go outside more and enjoy the weather.
Yeah, it's slowly like happening. You can see
Yeah.
people are encouraged.
Hmm.
People have hope.
Yeah.
The winter breaking from the spring, you know, the
Yeah.
spring breaking into from the winter.
Yeah.
It's like something good is happening. Finally.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, which is so necessary.
Oh, so necessary. Thank you, Mick Karabekovic. It's the first time I've seen, I think, this name here. If I'm
Yeah, me
wrong,
too.
correct
New
me.
viewer.
Hi, Mick. So I do this. I'll share love your humor and your, well, take it over, but don't do it loud. I kind of understand what that means, but I don't. But thank you. So we do this every Saturday normally. We're going to pick probably a new day as the weather gets better.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking on Saturdays, people want to be out. They don't
Oh,
want to be looking
yeah.
at YouTube.
That's
We're going to
true.
try to find a time because some of you are from different locations. Like,
Yeah.
Mick, where are you? This is the first time we've seen you here.
Yeah.
And Tony McGuire. I feel like I've seen Tony McGuire here, but I'm not sure. Where are you from, Tony McGuire, if you're still here?
Yeah.
Toveri Rahala. Oh, thank you. Hello, you are awesome. Thank you, Toveri. Toveri, sorry, my glasses, my reading glasses. So thank you. Okay, so socialist. That looks like someone we gotta block eventually. I don't know.
Oh, wait,
What
I think they're trying to say social distance.
Oh,
I can't tell.
I'm
No,
so
the
quick.
first time I read it, I thought it was socialist as well.
I gotta put my glasses on. I'm like so scared. People get they're sorry, Sharky. See, we got it wrong.
Yeah.
Social dist. That's a good one. Thank you,
Yeah.
Sharky. I'm so sensitive to people being crazy on here.
Yeah, well, we did have to block that one guy once.
I know. I mean, people get nuts.
Hmm.
Tony McGuire is North London, England. Okay, cool. Sharky, where are you from?
Yeah.
So, because we always find out, and I'm always trying to figure out a good time to do a live stream that's not too crazy for everyone who's
Yeah.
not from here,
Yeah.
New York City, which is, so here's the thing. The Golden Globe is tonight,
Yes, it is tonight.
and we're finding out there is not one black member
Yeah.
in the Golden Globe.
Yeah, I remember when the nominations first came out, and Michaela Cole's show didn't get, I May Destroy You didn't get any nominations, which was crazy. I haven't watched it all the way through, but I've seen a few episodes and it's just incredible. And then you have shows like Emily in Paris, which I haven't seen,
I've never seen that.
but from what I've been told, the majority of people that I know that have watched it make fun of it. It seems just very much like white girl goes to Paris and does whatever she wants, kind
Mm.
of, which doesn't sound like interesting television to me. So I'm not entirely sure how it was nominated.
And it was nominated.
Yeah, it was nominated. And there's also, I think, an article that came out a few weeks ago that apparently the show invited like 30 members of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association and then treated them to like a hotel stay in Paris and showed them the set, which seems pretty suspicious, kind of like bribery to get nominated. So I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens.
And I May Destroy Me, or
I May Destroy. I think it's I May Destroy You.
was just completely,
Yeah, it didn't get any nominations.
which I love that show.
Yeah, it's Michaela Cole is such an incredible, like the writing, the acting, like it's all so good.
So good. It's so relevant.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it's acting, writing, it's phenomenal. It's one of my favorite shows, and I just don't get it. But then we do.
Yeah, which is because I like critics that I've read have said it might be the best show of the year. So I mean, hopefully we'll see with other award shows happening that you might get, hopefully Emmy nominations. We'll see, but yeah, it's definitely a very. I don't think you can say it's an oversight because I'm sure it was very purposeful in not nominating Michaela Cole or I May Destroy You, but it's not good.
I wonder how old they were too, because I do know a friend who I convinced to watch I May Destroy You, and she was like, "It's too much. The sexual stuff makes me uncomfortable."
Yeah, I think we have seen with a lot of like award shows that the people who are nominating or like the voters of it are not as in tune with people who are like actually watching a lot of shows. Like they might be older. I'm assuming the demographic is that they're mostly white. I'm also gonna throw it out there that they're probably mostly men. So yeah, it's not reflective of who is enjoying shows like I May Destroy You.
I know. And it's such a great show. And I was just like, I was like, this is the most amazing thing I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm watching on Netflix is Behind Her Eyes.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
Oh, it's so good. I mean, some people, I wouldn't say it should be not, I mean, it's kind of cheesy too.
Yeah. But
I really enjoyed it.
Oh, that's good.
I would say if you get to. And there's another one is something about being nice or something. It's really good. It's on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix.
Oh, did that just come out?
Something about be kind or something. It's about it's about a couple, lesbian couple, who's kind of like taking advantage of senior citizens.
Oh, interesting. I'll have to check that out.
And they are fierce in it. It's like I forget. I can't remember titles. I'm the worst. Sorry.
Yeah.
If you're just joining us, we do this every week. We do this on YouTube at least once a week.
Yeah.
Usually on Saturday, but Sunday we're doing it today because I went to Cold Springs, New York to get out of the city. My friend Lois took me to get some fresh air to repair my lungs because I've had this cough. I didn't realize it was my apartment, and it was the fact that I had the heat on with the windows closed.
Yeah.
And I had a humidifier, but it wasn't doing its job. So now I have two humidifiers.
Nice. Oh, nice.
Because I have one that was originally working, and now I have to do the work now to make sure I get moisture in the air.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure it'll probably help now that the radiator setting is like completely off.
I turned it off. I felt the difference the moment I turned it off. I felt my lungs going. By the way, Cold Springs, New York, even though when I go out of town, I get a little nervous.
Yeah.
Someone signed, like you get breakfast in the morning, and someone signed the breakfast and bread thing for like in your room, and someone wrote the Blair Witch.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw it. And that was at night, right before going.
That's creepy.
Yeah, I saw Blair Witch, and I was like, who did that? Someone did that as a joke. I think it was the married couple.
Oh, yeah, sure.
She did say she was drunk last night. So I was like, who's the Blair Witch?
Yeah, I think like during the day, upstate New York is like very beautiful and fun, but then at night, it can be very spooky.
And then I thought I heard in the middle of the night, I heard a weird whistle.
Oh.
I can't even do it.
Yeah.
But it sounded like sorcery or something.
Oh my.
Like a witch's whistle.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt you. Upstate New York can be very creepy.
And then this morning we walked past a car, and I haven't had this happen in a while. The woman locked the door.
Oh my God.
I haven't heard the sound of a car locking itself in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been around people in a long time. So when I heard that, I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah, truly.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, like, let me tell you, the day before when we took the picture of this beautiful mountain and the Hudson River, there was these badass kids in, like, I put it on my Instagram story, and you hear these badass kids in the background going, what the fuck did I do this time? Like, they're just cursing it up. They're like, fuck you, mother. Did you fucking pee? I was like, where are the parents?
Yeah. Oh, man.
But it was good fresh air.
Yeah. It was worth it.
It was worth it. So let's see who's joining us. Let's see what they're saying. And then, hey, Hack Tech. Hey, where are you from? Where are you from, Hack Tech? And Mick, Bosnian American, by the way. Oh, wow. Living in Sheboygan, Wisconsin for the last 20 years. Wow. So one of those immigrants who feel much better after Grandpa Joe and beautiful Kamala took off is probably you too. Oh, wow. Yes. They just passed the $1 trillion.
Yeah.
Is it called the stimulus package?
Yeah, something like that. It's like I think they called it like the American Relief Package or something. But yeah, it's the stimulus package. And I'm pretty sure like more stimulus checks are a part of that.
I want to show this on our stream, but I bet it's going to cover your whole face. Watch.
I don't mind.
Watch. Oh, Evelyn, where are you going?
It's okay.
Oh, Evelyn, I miss you.
I don't mind spotlighting Mick for a minute.
So yeah, we're slowly opening. So we have, we have great hope. Just so you know, our most recent episode on the podcast has Pat Brown. If you don't know, if you're just joining me for the first time, I have a podcast. Evelyn is showing her T-shirt, Friends Like Us.
I am.
And I have on the hoodie, Friends Like Us. Yeah. And they're almost out. Like, so get the T-shirts, the hoodies. Make sure you get yours. It's the podcast. That's me. You know, even if you're just a fan of me and you just want it. What if you just wanted my head, on your chest? That's me.
Yeah.
So, wonderful comic Mateo Lane did the artwork. And so we're using that now. We changed it from our old logo for Friends Like Us podcast because I think the old logo is circulated for a while. It wasn't like our original logo. So this is actually ours. We own this. So, and the podcast, if you didn't know, it features women of color talking about views on topics, trending topics. Once a month we have a guy or a white, like a period. So, check it out. It's a lot. It's a great conversation. We've had amazing talent. We had Drew Dixon on recently from On the Record on HBO Max. We've had Hannah Gatsby on the podcast. Yeah. Comedian. And we've had, recently, we did have Lindsay Boylan on the podcast. Yeah. So if you're following the news on Governor Cuomo, maybe check out the podcast. Yeah. To hear what Lindsay Boylan had to say on our podcast. I think it was a few months ago.
Yeah, I think it was in like September or October.
So check it out. We've had a couple of people on the podcast who cover topics before they become major headlines.
Yeah.
For example, The Bachelor.
Yeah.
They got rid of that guy.
Yeah, Chris Harrison, which is wild because I think he's been there since the beginning.
Is he done, or is it just for this final episode?
I think he said he was taking like a hiatus, so I think there's potential for him to come back. I don't know. I mean, what I was reading, his apology did seem genuine, but also I think this might just be a good time for for seasons now. I've heard that The Bachelor has been like pretty white, not a lot of black bachelors, bachelorettes, or like contestants. And I've also heard that like when there are black women on the show, they typically aren't kept on for very long. So I think this might just be a good time for the Bachelor/Bachelorette franchise to kind of make themselves better.
Well, we had a comedian on. I mean, not a comedian. We had a Bachelorette on.
Oh, really?
I think it's Charlene Joint. I can't remember her last name.
Okay.
I'm gonna look in the archives of the Friends Like Us podcast. I'm gonna ask her if she would like to come on again.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna ask her first before possibly re-airing the episode. Because this is before you were even with us, Evelyn.
Yeah, I had no idea.
We had one of the Bachelorettes and we had a conversation on the show. And I had specifically asked her that question. Why isn't there ever a black male bachelor?
Yeah.
And guess what she said?
What'd she say?
There will never be a black male bachelor because that's not the show's audience.
Yeah.
It's mostly middle-aged white women, and you don't want to disrupt middle-aged white women.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's very true. And I think the only reason that they had a black man as the bachelor this season was because there was a lot of pressure from.
But is it true that they wouldn't still do well as a franchise?
I mean, that's a good question. I mean, I think the push was definitely from like younger viewers, but I absolutely agree that I think the majority demographic of The Bachelor,
that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. The demographic is mostly middle-aged white women, probably Karens, I'm going to say. So, yeah, I mean, I can imagine that some people were probably like less interested in this season because of, I think his name is Matt James, is the Bachelor.
He's hot.
He's very attractive.
Have they said how the show is doing or no?
I haven't tuned in. I mean, from what I've seen on social media is that people still seem to be engaged, at least the younger people that I know that watch it. I'm not sure about the older demographic of it.
I'm going to tell you this. What they don't know is those middle-aged white women were secretly going, thank you.
Oh, I'm sure.
We can't say it to our husbands, but thank you for putting this beautiful black man up on camera.
I'm sure.
So I'm curious what she's feeling. I think it's Charlene Joint. I think that's her name. I gotta look it up. But I'm curious what she feels, and I hope I can get her back on the podcast to talk about it.
Oh, absolutely. And I know that like a big thing this season too is that there's apparently this contestant, this girl who is like pretty, like she says a lot of like subtly racist things, I think, or just generally is racist. And there's a lot of like part of why Chris Harrison left was because he kind of was apologizing for her, but not like holding her accountable. So I'm sure Charlene has a lot of thoughts on that as well.
Yeah, I saw the question between the former Bachelorette who was black.
Yeah.
The way he responded was just like,
yeah.
He said that's the lens of 2021, isn't it? I mean, it wasn't even just the words. I mean, the words were pretty fucked up with how he was phrasing it, but it was also his attitude was so defensive.
Yeah.
And I think that was the thing, is like, you can't be bigger than you're never bigger than the franchise, or you're never,
Yeah.
you can get ahead of yourself in whatever, but it was bad.
Yeah.
So they replaced his white ass with someone black.
Yeah.
His name is, tell me if I lose you. I'm going to go to that screen.
Yeah.
Hold on. His name is Emmanuel Acco or Acho.
Okay.
And he's fine. He black. So I guess they answered that.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Kevin. Hi, Marina. I'm a big fan of your comedy. Thank you, Kevin. Look, I said I look so narcissistic for putting that across Evelyn's chest. So
That's
thank
okay.
you. Thank you, Kevin. Be dang a dang dang. Oh my God. You remember that joke? Oh, Kevin, thank you. Thank you, Lena Do, for showing. I haven't seen Nina in a long time, right?
No, yeah, I haven't either.
Nina, where you been? Where you been? Are you doing well? Are you vaccinated? Rondell Hartley is on here. Rondell, are you watching this? And are you watching it? Rondell Hartley, good friend of mine. Tony Woods gave him a shout out on They Ready, which is Netflix, Tiffany
Oh,
Haddish.
that's great.
And Tony Woods gave you a shout out, Rondell. How does it make you feel? And are you watching this on YouTube or Facebook? Because we were having a hard time with Facebook, and then they said they corrected it. It wasn't our fault. It was something that was weird. So let us know how you're watching us. For let's say, okay, let's hide Rondell. Boogie Down Bronx. Oh, hey, Heck Tech is from Boogie Down Bronx. And Hans Breckfins. Hello from the Netherlands.
Oh.
Love to watch you on YouTube. Very funny. Oh, the Netherlands.
Oh, that's great.
Badonk. Which I believe is thank you.
Oh, wow.
Badonk. I think that's thank you in Dutch. Badonk, badonk, badonk. Badonk. Thank you, Hans Breckfins. I can't. It's been a while. I've been to the Netherlands. Guess how many times, Evelyn?
I'm going to guess twice.
5.
Oh, wow.
Rotterdam. Yes. I performed over there in Rotterdam.
That's cool. I really would love to visit the Netherlands. It seems really beautiful.
It's beautiful. And it's one of my favorite places where I learned how to perform. I didn't learn how to perform international. I just didn't know that my comedy would resonate internationally.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where I learned it does. And it made me feel great.
That's awesome.
So Badonk. Mr. is here.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Mr. It is boat docking time. Did you just join us? Did you hear? My lungs are better.
Yeah, like you've coughed once.
Not once. There was a little tickling, but it was enough to get a, Nina Do was a bit sick. What happened, Nina Do? So was I. Oh, Rondell's watching on YouTube, so I guess our Facebook fans are still...
Yeah.
Oh, man, they're still not able. So if you're typing to me on Facebook and you're like, why isn't she responding to me? I don't know. This platform, we gotta figure out why Facebook is not engaged.
Yeah. Yeah, because we've definitely been able to respond to people on Facebook, like at a live stream, like a few months ago now.
Yeah, so I don't know. But it does appear on Facebook. So if you're watching us on Facebook, hello. Maybe go to YouTube. Follow us there. Go to Marina Franklin's YouTube page.
Join in on the conversation.
All right. I think that means big booty. What?
I think it's badonk.
Oh, badonk. Oh, because he's Mr. Oh, I see. I've only been to Rotterdam, New York. Okay. All right. And let's see. Oh, Mick is, yes, YouTube. I left Facebook years ago. Oh, first cough. Yes, YouTube. I left Facebook years ago once I figured out their privacy information manipulations. Interesting, Mick. What is their privacy information manipulations? Like they don't let people see things. They push certain things out and they refrain from pushing other things. Yeah, Facebook is weird.
Yeah, it's not great.
It is a thing where you know, what happened to your lungs? Oh, Mr. wants to know. So I talked about this at the top of the show, and I'll try to sum it up real fast for those of you that are just joining us. But something that I learned, and this is very important since a lot of us are staying inside, I didn't know that I was drying out my lungs during this winter season. I was actually at the windows closed, and I had my radiator was way up because that's how the super left it. And I didn't realize that I could turn it down. And I opened the window, I turned it off. And yesterday, the reason why we're doing it today is I went to Cold Springs, New York to get some fresh air in my lungs with my friend Lois, who was nice enough to take me. And that's why you've only heard one cough.
Yeah.
So in the winter season, most important, humidifier, moisture is key. And I should know this. Oh, and take care of your nasal passages and all that stuff, you know, with Claritin and all that stuff. But I should know this, but I don't know. You know, you get sick and you get a little like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Especially when you've been like sick as long as you were.
Yeah. And so everyone should know I'm also vaccinated. So, hey.
Very exciting.
Oh, wow. It says that I'm noticing when I come 15 minutes late, it says that I'm 30 minutes late. Oh, well, Mister, that's because we start 15 minutes early just in case we have any problems.
Yeah.
That's why. Because we used to start exactly on time and then everything would go to hell.
Yeah.
Remember that? And then we would start 15 minutes late.
Yeah.
But since we figured it out, and also because we want it on Facebook to live stream, you have to start 10 minutes before the actual time you go live.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Facebook has a lot of rules and regulations. Yeah. Let's go to some reviews, Evelyn.
Yeah. So, a review.
Look at my face.
A review that we had this week about this week's episode featuring Pat Brown and Vlad Camano. On Twitter, we have from Carrie Auntie. She says, listening to this beautiful episode and your conversation about trying to mold into the spaces you see really speaks to me. I'm with you in rethinking how I choose to move in life and career when this is finally over. P.S. Laughing Vlad, which is Vladimir Kamano's handle. You have such great analogies for every topic. What a gift.
And you remember his analogy about Black History Month? It was
so fantastic.
You break it down because you know how I can mess it up.
Basically, he compared like Black History Month to. Well, he said something like, if people compared like the divisions we have in society to cells in our body, he thinks people would listen more.
The liver specifically.
Yeah, and he compared Black History Month to the liver, saying that, Black people have to, deal with like all these like toxins that that are in our society and break things down, and also give so much back to society with music and art. And, people don't really understand that, learning about Black history isn't it's not the liver's job. Like the Black people don't need to learn more about Black history. It's the rest of the body's job to do that, which was really powerful, I thought.
Yeah, it was great. You could always see that quote. Evelyn, who does manage our Instagram handle and our page for Friends Like Us podcast, thank you, Evelyn. You do an excellent job.
Of course. Thank you.
So she posted that clip of Vladimir talking about it. Check it out.
Yeah, that was a great clip. And the other one we did this week was Pat Brown talking about Black joy, which I think is really important for
to remember. Yeah, because we have, so many things that can be difficult and hard to talk about, but continually talking about Black joy is important.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
and then another review on Twitter from Matt Murphy. is if y'all haven't discovered Marina Franklin's podcast, Friends Like Us 10, this would be a fine time to get acquainted. Which I definitely agree with. I feel like over the course of lockdown and the pandemic, we've been able to have such a great array of guests just because we are recording virtually now. So even people who aren't in New York, we can talk to. So yeah, no, I definitely agree. Yeah, and then so I picked out, we didn't have any new reviews on Apple Podcasts this week, which is a great way to remind everyone, if you're listening, if you're a listener of Friends Like Us, please do give us a review on Apple Podcasts. That helps us move up in the rankings on Apple Podcasts, and in turn helps other potential listeners find us. So then I just picked out an older review from Noble Vessel, who said, "Great show. I just love the comedic yet mature edge to the social commentary and discussion of entertainment. I look forward to when the podcast drops each Wednesday, bringing some much needed levity to a brother's week."
Nice.
Yeah. And then let me see, there was one other one that we picked up. Oh yeah. This one is from Adlib Fitness, which says, "Well balanced and funny. I love the humor mixed in, especially since many subjects are about true experiences that aren't always positive, but always ends on a positive note." Which I think is a really good summary of a good way to describe what we've been, what the podcast has tried to do over the last few years, which is, yes, it's comedy sometimes. We have a lot of comedians, but also talking about really important, serious topics too.
Yeah, I try. I mean, I think it's important at this time to show the other side
Yeah.
too. It's like, we're human. Yeah, but we're funny.
Yeah.
And we're always going to have a funny spin on it. We can't help it because we're funny people. But it's good to be real in moments. And this has been a very real time. So
Yeah.
I know people need humor. And while we're humoring you or not humoring you, while we're keeping the humor in it, we're also keeping it real.
Yeah, absolutely.
Philip Birdsong. I love that you put this, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. Still clearing my throat. Mishearing about Marina's weight loss triumphs. I used to years ago, before YouTube became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how, Philip. And where are you residing, Philip? Where are you from? Just so you know, I had no idea that I was like one of the early ones posting on YouTube. I used to journal my weight loss on YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah, because I lost a lot of weight. True story this week. This is kind of sad, but I'll lift us out of it. I went to my new oncologist because my old one who had left. So this was a very trying week.
Yeah.
My new oncologist was not good.
Yeah.
While I was getting checked out, little image for the guys, my breasts were out there and everything. This woman decided to ask me how I was eating.
Oh.
And they kept talking about my weight gain. From the first tech, there's a tech and then there's a nurse.
Yeah.
And then there's the doctor.
Yeah.
The tech takes your temperature and they weigh you. And I always say this. I go, please don't say anything about my weight. I get depressed.
Yeah.
Just do not tell me. Don't say it. It'll ruin my day. Because it's a pandemic. We've all been inside. We're not moving.
Yeah.
We've all put on weight. I mean, some of us have a high metabolism, genetically, whatever. Good for you. But the rest of us have to work at it. And I haven't been moving. And plus, I've been sick. I've had this cough, this dry cough from no ventilation and no moisture in the air.
Yeah.
And I've been drinking teas and honey. And, when you're sick, you just eat. You don't even think. You're trying to just get better.
Yeah. So
for her to say, while I'm going in there, and if those of you didn't know this, I had breast cancer. I'm fine. I'm in recovery. I'm on my way back. I had radiation treatment, but I am a survivor. Yeah. And this was my new oncologist. And she says to me while she's giving me a breast exam, do you think you should get like an app for counting calories?
Oh, no, that's not good.
Yeah. After I'd already told the tech, please don't discuss my weight. I even told the nurse. She goes, oh, it says here you've gained weight. I'm like, and nothing in her. You know those people who are just robotic when you're in front of them? Like they don't have a reaction.
Yeah.
I need a reaction from someone. So, and I'm a comic. So I said to her, I go, well, it's a pandemic. Haha. And no laughter.
Oh
Nothing. She just looked and went back to the chart.
Yeah.
And I said, well, let's not talk about my weight because it makes me depressed.
Yeah.
And then the oncologist did that.
Yeah. No, that's something that's bothered me about doctors for so long, is that so many of them focus on, because they're taught in medical school that like being, having or being overweight is inherently like an extremely unhealthy thing. But, I don't think the number accounts for muscle tone. It doesn't account for, like what people are going through, like with the pandemic. Yeah, no, that's not good.
And then Philip says, people like me were inspired by your stories. Aw, thanks, Philip.
That's great.
And I have to say, this particular story was disheartening because it got into my head.
Yeah.
Because when I went to Cold Springs, you know where we stayed at?
Oh, yeah.
It was called the Pig Inn.
Oh, my God.
So Lois, who knew I was upset, she goes, well, I'll make you feel better. She's Irish. She goes, we're going to go to a place, upstate New York, Cold Springs. It's called the Pig Inn. The Pig Inn. I said, please stop saying the Pig Inn. And there's pigs all over the place. When we walked in, the woman had like a cake slicer.
Oh, my gosh.
Because she was going to give us pecan pie.
Oh, wow.
And then I told her the story, and she almost dropped the cake slicer because she was so upset. Because a cancer patient doesn't want to hear about their weight.
Yeah, no, especially when, like, in the middle of an exam, when they're, like, particularly vulnerable.
Look at Rondell is so evil. He's laughing. Oh, thank you, Nicole. She's like, you guys, don't lose weight. Y'all are gorgeous. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was a hard one because I know it doesn't matter, and I thought to myself, like, could you imagine if another patient came in there who's like struggled with weight their whole life? Or what if part of the weight is because of their health?
Yeah.
And it's like, what? Like, you're a doctor.
Yeah.
Why would you?
Yeah, especially the counting calories part is, I think, really unhelpful. Because I don't counting calories can get pretty unhealthy pretty quick. So yeah, that doesn't sound good.
Thank you, Nicole, for saying that too. And here's the thing, it got worse.
Mm-hmm.
When I asked her, because I had a very specific question, and this is really important, I'll say this here. As a Black woman with health, in the health, dealing with your health, you have to really advocate for yourself. And we now know all these stories about how Black women have to really fight for people to believe their pain, their struggle.
Yeah.
So when you have treatment in an area, the right breast is where I had surgery. My surgeon says after surgery, it is standard. Every 6 months, you get a mammogram.
Mm-hmm.
This particular hospital feels differently. They say once a year.
Oh.
So my surgeon was getting upset because she worked at this particular hospital. She says, I don't know why they're telling you once a year.
Yeah.
It is standard.
Yeah.
That's every 6 months, which sent panic into me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, they're not listening. This is an obvious story of them not listening to my pain. Now, I asked the doctor, I go, can you please explain this to me?
Yeah.
Because she was in a rush.
Yeah.
I mean, she had just shamed me about my weight. And then she was like, gotta go, goodbye. And I was like, oh, wait, hold on. I got another question for you. Why is my surgeon saying this? And then you're saying something different. And this was her response. Mm-hmm. It's standard that it's once a year. And then I said again, I go, but she's saying it's every 6 months. And they know each other. I know they know each other.
Oh, wow.
The doctor knows the surgeon because the surgeon had recommended a patient to the doctor.
Oh, okay.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
So I said, this doctor who she said it's every 6 months. This is what she said to me. Then choose a doctor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was the worst part.
Yeah, that's That's crazy to me.
That was unprofessional and arguably the worst thing that has ever,
Yeah.
not arguably, that is the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my cancer care. That's
Yeah.
the worst.
Because you're asking because you need to advocate for yourself and your health, and just to come back like that with it's not even like, it's not helpful, it's not constructive, it doesn't answer your question.
It was hurtful. And I did
Mhm.
cry afterwards. I'm not going to lie. I
Yeah.
walked home. I felt like really lost. I walked home. I called Lois.
Yeah.
Lois was like, Marina, that's okay. You know, what happened is you didn't feel heard.
Yeah.
More importantly, you didn't feel heard when you're dealing with your health. I know it's awful by accident. When you're dealing with your health, it's so important that you feel heard, that your questions are answered because you're fighting your life for your life.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go. We're gonna go to the upstate New York Cold Springs to the Pig Inn. I go, Lois, please don't say Pig Inn. And so Lois made me feel so much better. I am choosing another doctor, obviously. I have
I was gonna ask. That's good.
to. Cold Springs, no, that's at the inn. Oh, it's Cold Spring. Okay. Thank you. Oh, okay. It's surrounded by the middle of nowhere. Well, yeah. Okay. All right. Great for you. You spelled it. What part of Ireland is she from? Wow, you guys are getting this early or late. What part of Ireland is Lois from? I can't. You know what? It's a part where it's not familiar to a lot of people. I do know that. It's a very small town. Like, it's not like the typical place. Like, not a lot of people. But I'll tell you what, when she speaks, and I know I'm doing her accent really bad, when she speaks, people give her things. And it was I was like the guy gave us a discount.
Oh, that's so nice.
And I swear to God, it was because of her accent.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I told her, I said, do it. Lean in with that accent and get us some shit.
Yeah.
So, Mr. says she's from the Irish part. Oh, you're going to get in trouble, Mr. Okay, so Howard Arley, when do you anticipate being able to take to the stage again? I don't know. I am vaccinated, and after I get the second vaccine, I anticipate probably in April, I'm thinking, because I'll have the vaccine and I'll feel better. I'll still be wearing a mask, by the way, after having the vaccine. I think that's important to say.
Yeah.
Because you could still infect someone else.
Yeah.
And we still don't really know how these vaccines are working. So they have said over and over again, until we know more information, please wear the mask. So I will, and I anticipate April.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that should be good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let's see. Sounds like Carrie. Carrie? What? Who Carrie?
I don't know.
What? My mom was so mad she almost smacked him and she walked us right out of the room. What is this a response to?
Oh, I think Nicole had mentioned an experience with a doctor that she had as well.
Oh, and I love, yeah, Nicole, sometimes you got to fight them.
Yeah.
Yeah, your struggle represented my struggle, and yet you were committed and never gave up. Aw, yeah, Philip, it's always a struggle, man. You know, and advocating for yourself at every part of it is just, it's a hard one, but you got to do it, you know. Do my demands have any chance?
Oh, I think he had asked about moving permanently to Sundays.
Oh, yeah. Nah. I gotta say, man, Sundays is usually my day off, so I rarely do this on Sundays.
Yeah.
But
so Sundays typically are, at least for me, prepping for the recording on Mondays.
Yeah, it's hard. But we will do a different day.
Yeah.
Then Saturdays, when the weather gets nice, we'll choose a different day that we think would be better. Do you have another day? And someone said, nah, playa. so funny. I love it. All right, so I think we're gonna get out soon.
Cool.
Aw, Nina, you would have cried too. It was frustrating,
Yeah.
but here's the good thing: I have a lot of good friends. I have a
Yeah.
lot of good support. A lot of women in my group of women who there's a lot of breast cancer. True story. I have like 10 close friends.
Yeah.
I think now it's like 12 actually.
Wow.
Close friends that have had breast cancer.
Yeah.
So it's really important that you get your screening in. So important.
Yeah.
Because waiting can make the difference between the stage of your cancer and it's spreading. And that's why they say typically most Black women with breast cancer die from it because they have to really tell someone to believe them when they say they feel something.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important that you really advocate for yourself. And if you feel like you're having a hard time, bring a white friend into the room.
Yeah.
Tell them to use their white privilege. I brought Lois in one time and she was like, oh, no, you're not going to go to this doctor, Marina. She's too young. Should be good someday, but not today. So, you have to bring someone in sometimes to help you, a friend. It doesn't have to be white, but someone to really help you to be also your advocate. But if you feel something, say something. And if you don't like your doctor, switch your doctor. And I'm going to follow up on this woman.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I've written everything down. And important, when you're angry and most upset, write everything down so you don't forget the pain. Because we do forget our pain.
Yeah.
So write it down.
Yeah, absolutely.
On a lighter note, let's see. Any day but Saturday, Mick says. All right. Anything for you, Mick. We're trying. I am okay, Tony McGuire. Thank you for saying that. I am fine. I feel good. Look, I'm not even coughing anymore.
Yeah.
So that's good. Did I miss anyone's comment? Anything important?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So, make sure that you check out the podcast, Friends Like Us podcast. This coming week, we have Von DiCarlo on with Dominique, funny comedians, and also, who else? Why am I blanking? Who's the last?
Jenny Saldana.
Oh, and Jenny Saldana, who is another friend, advocate for breast cancer, who comes in the room with me. We're going to be talking about the Patrice O'Neal documentary, which I am on. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to see it, but check it out. Yeah, I'm talking about my friend Patrice, who sadly passed away, and his story. And what's great about this documentary is sometimes what happens is typically in documentaries with comedians talking about their friend is the comedians talking about themselves. That's not the case here. We really paint the story of Patrice O'Neal.
Yeah.
Von DiCarlo, who was his partner, is going to be on that episode, and we're going to talk about the documentary. Yeah. So check it out. All right. And, that's good unless you guys have any, what was it, diabetes? Oh, we don't know. We don't really know. He had a stroke. But we don't really know the cause. I don't know the information. They never go into that specifically on the documentary, but you got to watch it because, Patrice O'Neal, hands down, is one of my favorite comedians too. He's one of the ones, the reason here's a little thing for you guys that you probably didn't know about Marina Franklin. That shake-a-dang-dang joke about not being sassy as a Black woman, and all that comes from Patrice.
Oh, wow.
That was Patrice actually mentoring me and saying, you don't do that. And that is what I like. And he's like, he used to tease me too. And he's like, aren't you when are you going to go? He's like, how y'all doing, and Patrice used to love it. And he was like, so that's where I got it from, was Patrice basically saying that to me. then I started to do it on stage. So he told me about it. He teased me about it. He's like, and then he saw me on Byron Allen when I wasn't doing it. And he called me when I was in LA and he said to me, you know what? You may have a chance in comedy. I thought you would never. Patrice used to always love you, but then insult you at the same time. So he's like, you know, I thought you were going to stink, but you may actually have something because you weren't up there going, hey y'all, you know. And so, and I used to do that joke, and true story, like Black women sometimes would hate me because they were like, you know, but I wasn't attacking them. I was just saying, this is what I don't do.
Yeah.
So that shake a dang dang came out of that. That was Patrice's influence in my comedy.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and seeing that story, the documentary, it did bring me to tears. It was a hard one, but
yeah,
I'm glad they finally got it done. And I'm glad a lot of people got to watch it. So if you haven't watched it, check it out. And if you want to listen to the podcast with Von DiCarlo, who got it made, who got it done, check out the future episode of Friends Like Us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And this week we have Janice Adams talking about who met Martin Luther King. So many great episodes that I want you to listen to. So please check it out.
Yeah, please do.
All right, Evelyn. I think we're good, man.
Nice.
Yeah, I wanted to end on, that is so funny.
You succeeded.
Well, we're going to keep doing this. So keep watching us on YouTube. Tell some other people to check us out, you know, on YouTube. We're going to get more creative with this. Who knows? Maybe I'll have a unicorn riding behind me as we're doing our live stream, but we're here for you and every question you have. And if you are somewhere and you cannot see me live, I don't know if you've noticed on the ticker below, but I have another My Virtual Comedy Show coming up on March 18th. March 18th. If you're here right now and you write us at, let's see here, Marina Live Comedy at gmail.com. The first 5 tickets, the first 5 emails. I suck at that. The first 5 emails, you get a free ticket. Okay? Yeah. Only $5 for that show. Supergirl is going to be featuring for me on that. And it's going to be right in my kitchen.
That's great.
I'll be doing a full hour. Just me doing some material. So check it out. And Evelyn's going to be doing jokes.
Yeah, I will.
All right. So you ready to go, Evelyn?
Yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah, this was fun. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Next one, Mick. We'll answer that on the next one. Yeah. Peace Fly Society. Bye, Frank Sloan. Bye, Rondell Hartley. Bye, Mick. Bye, Nina. Bye, Mr. Bye, Tony McGuire. Bye, Howard R. Lee. Who did I miss? Bye, Nicole. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye, Philip. Bye. Bye-bye. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Black Lives Matter.
Yep.